name is Liz, and I've started Diamond Delight All Natural Dog Treats. These are all natural dog treats that you can make at home. Comes with a complete kit of everything that you need inside. All you need is a few simple ingredients that you have at home: an egg, a little bit of water, and a tablespoon of vegetable oil or olive oil, whichever you may prefer. And you can make these wonderful dog treats at home. They're all natural, all healthy, very few ingredients that are good for your dog. I'm going to show you how simple it is to make them. We're just going to go through and I'm going to make up a batch of our cookies. So your kit comes with liver powder, wheat germ, flour, it's whole wheat flour, unbleached flour, and a little bit of cornmeal just for crunch, and your icing mix. So I'm going to show you very easily how easy it is to make these treats up at home. So you're going to empty the liver powder into the bowl, and you're going to use 3/4 cup of hot water. Just pour that in. Just give it a little quick mix. What we're doing right now is we're rehydrating the liver and the sweet potato. So we're just going to mix that up, make sure it's all covered by the water, and we're going to leave that sit for just about 10 minutes. Hi, we're back. Our liver is now rehydrated, and we are going to add the rest of our ingredients. So we're going to add an egg, our vegetable oil, and we're going to pull out, best thing you can use is a hand blender. Oops. And we're just going to thoroughly mix this. Now we've got that mixed, now we're going to add our wheat germ. And again, everything is pre-measured, so there's nothing to do except empty the bag into the bowl. Again, take our mixer, just want to get that thoroughly mixed up. So you just want to, again, do this until everything's nicely mixed together. And that's about the texture consistency you want to see it. And the last is we're going to add in our flour mixture, and this will make our dough. Throw that in. And again, you just use your mixer just to get everything evenly mixed up. Now once it gets to about this texture where you see it all kind of balled up in little balls, like that, is when you can actually start mixing. Put your hands in and start making putting the dough together. So what you're going to do is you're going to continue to just knead the dough like this. It's going to pick up the flour and cornmeal as it needs it. You're going to have some left over, that's fine. So you want to get your dough until it's a consistency that it's not sticky and sticking to your hands when you touch it or pick it up. So right now that feels nice, not sticking to my hands. It's good to go. There's no flour in that left in the bowl. Just grab a little bit of your own flour. We're going to sprinkle it onto the board, and we're just going to cover it in the flour. Then I like to clean it away because otherwise you end up with huge flour chunks on the bottom, and I don't really like that. And now we're ready to roll our dough. It's ready to go. So this is the texture that you want it in. You can see that you can move it. It's not sticky, and the flour is not becoming wet. It's staying as is. So it's good to roll out. These rolling pins are great that are pre. This at the end is only going to roll me out 1/4 inch perfectly. Do that. Flip her over. Work your flour in, again, just so that you don't get any big flour chunks on your dough. I'm not sure if the camera can actually see this, but you can see the dark pieces of meat. That's real liver. So you can see that it's a real liver treat that you're making for your dogs, and not just a liver flavor. So we've got that rolled out to its 1/4 inch, and we now use our cookie cutters. So the kit will come with a small, medium, or large cookie cutter. You get to make your selection. So you can either select bones or you can select paws. I will show you in our next segment how we decorate the paws. So you just take your cookie cutter and cut your cookies. So we're just gonna grab our cookie sheet. Make sure to line your cookie sheet with parchment paper. Now, using the small cookie cutter, we'll make about between 50 and 60 cookies. Medium will make about 25 to 30, and the large makes about 15 to 20 or so. So it depends on your dog and what size treats that they like. So you just lay them on the cookie sheet. And then you're just going to continue to cut them out. Leftover dough, re-roll it. We're just going to re-roll it out and do the same thing again. So the very first thing that we're going to do before we get started with anything is just preheat our oven. So we're going to set it to 275. And our rack is going to be in the middle. Avoids the burning of the bottom. Okay. So now once our cookies are done and they're on the tray, what we want to do is to poke holes into them. What the holes allow it to do is for your cookies to bake evenly. This way you won't end up with little puffs and uneven cookies. So you're just going to go along and you're going to just make some random holes through all the cookies. Once you've got holes in all of your cookies, they're now ready to go into the oven. So in we go. So these are going to bake for an hour and a half at 275 until they are pretty much dried out, but not fully. Our cookies have now been baking for an hour and a half, and now what we're going to do is we're going to drop the temperature to 160. Essentially what we're doing is we're dehydrating the cookies. This is going to allow you to have them for a much longer shelf life. So just drop your temperature to 150, 160. It can be in between either of those temperatures. And you need to have the door ajar. So place something in it just to keep it slightly open. This allows for our air to circulate and for the cookies to actually dry out. This is gonna remain like this for about another hour to 2 hours until your cookies are completely firm and hard. Our cookies are now ready to come out of the oven. Oh, and look at these wonderful, tasty treats for our dogs. Homemade, wholesome, and healthy. And to know that they're done, this is the color that you've got. It's a nice light golden brown, not too dark. That way they're nicely dried out, not overdone. You can store them in an airtight container or a Ziploc baggie, and they'll be good for 2 to 3 months in your cupboard. Now we just want to leave them sit on the counter for about 20 minutes, half hour, till they're completely cool before we start decorating.